Hi, colleagues. My name is Anastasia Cranberry. I'm the coach for beauty experts. I'm the trainer of beauty trainers and the expert for the personal brand development. Today, I would like to present you a topic which would probably be highly demanded next year, 2023. You need it to strengthen your expert positions and to strengthen your personal brand, to sell more, to have more clients, bigger pool, and as a rule, to earn more. The topic of this year is the meaning of a personal brand, how a strong beauty environment 2023 would change your brand. Well, whilst you are connecting, let me say a couple of words about myself. For about 10 years, I'm already in the market. I'm having my own university of eyebrow specialists. Well, I cannot count how many thousands graduated my university of eyebrow specialists. And I understand one important thing, and I'm happy to share it with you today. That's about personal brand. The meanings of the personal brand. I will tell you my success story during this presentation. I do hope that you would take this experience and further use it for your own personal development in the future. Also, you can give me your interpretation of what personal brand is to your meaning, or maybe you have a hot question, something that concerns and bothers you. Today, I'm here to answer all of them. Well, that's very interesting to know. What are your relations with the clients? How fast or how long you are evolutionizing with these relations, and what personal brand means to you? Or maybe how you are making it strengthen, or maybe you have no understanding about the personal brand. Maybe you don't know why you need it, because in fact you provide a service. You are the specialist and everything is crystal clear. So what is else? Today our task is to dive deep into the personal brand. Well, I believe we can start. Before I start my presentation, I would like to give the decoding of the phrase a personal brand. Personal brand. First is personality and then the personal brand. So, behind each product, behind each training course, behind each coaching session, behind each service, always personality behind it. And I think no matter what region is, we all know that the context of current market is very rich. So there is abundance of choice. So it's huge. All products are very good, better than the others. All courses are fantastic. All specialists are great professionals. So that's abundance of choice, abundance of choice. But nevertheless, although we are all professionals, but competition is very tough. Just recollect what happened at the beginning of the beauty industry, but now the market is very mature and we reach top levels. So competition is everywhere. Very tough competition. So today we'll talk about how to differentiate from competitors and to become the niche lead. But from the very beginning, I would like to say that personality which is behind the product is extremely important. I will tell you the position about the personal brand, what happened a year ago, and the position of the personal brand right now. So, what did we have early on? So, the personal brand considered to be, well, quite strong, confident, and competitive when the expert had multiple achievements, multiple rewards, awards, certificates, whatever, huge experience, let's say 5, 10 years. So he or she was a true expert. And we were selecting experts like this. These type of coaches, trainers, or specialists. Now the market is changing. And the main sense in the beauty niche is also changing. It's evolutionizing. So currently, the personal brand now is my very short transformation from yesterday till today. And the better, the more I could provide these meanings through my blog, the more loyalty and more trust I can gain from my clients pool. Everybody recollects this story, and this story is probably available in each blog, no matter what the region is. When the expert is telling you, or writes a post, welcoming post that, well, it was very difficult for me. So I was quite a poor girl. I was living in a very small town, city, or a settlement. Everything was very bad, and I was suffering for 5 years. And finally, something changed, and I moved, and now I'm very popular. I'm very rich. I became a millionaire. So select me. I will teach you how to do it. I know how to go through because for 5 years I was passing through this hell, through this terrible situation. So I will teach you how to do it. Well, you should agree. This story, well, is already old fashioned. We're sick and tired of that. We used to purchase specific products or, let's say, specific service without thinking about the personality behind it, and we were happy. We accepted the stories that experts demonstrated to us at that time, but now it's not anymore. Everything has changed. Now, beside the product and beside the service we are procuring, we are purchasing, we want to take or purchase something else that can make me richer, happier, more confident, more popular, beside these goods and services. Hope you agree with me. If you do agree, put a plus. Because currently it's not enough just for pay for the good of the service, buy the good of the service. Not enough. And to avoid suffering from this drama, experts drama, I strongly recommend to translate your transformation, not the drama story. Enough dramas. So let me speak about the important elements of the personal brand. These elements are a must, and that's exactly what we're going to discuss during the air today. Element one is type and taste. So, what I like, what I'm interested in, why I'm selecting these or those things, why I'm purchasing this. So you are demonstrating your field, your taste, you demonstrate your values, and your values is your baseline. You are starting from that, you are based upon that. Next important feature is location. That's exactly that anchors you. For example, you are a young mom. You have 3 kids. You are mom of a large family, but at the same time, you are an entrepreneur. And from your home, you are carrying your kids, you're bringing them up, and at the same time, you are quite successful in entrepreneurship. You are the entrepreneur. So your location is your home, and you translate your meanings, your senses that even young monks with large families, with many kids, can manage and can do it. So you find the feedback from your audience. You get it. And in the perspective, this audience will purchase from you because they are responsive to these values. For example, they are in the same situation. Or it could be totally opposite. Your location is, panoramic view to the sea, to the beach, beautiful scenery, and everybody would be happy to touch this success, be a piece of it, be a part of it. Everybody dreams to be as successful as you are. So people purchasing your product, they also purchase a little bit of this success, drop of this success. Next feature is the meaning, the essence. Meaning is the first thing you should put into your product or in your service when you create it. You should think twice about your meanings. What exactly I want to say to the world with this product or with this service? It's must to be done to differentiate from your competitors, because your competitors, when they create their own brands and products, they think only about the income. How can I make the revenue? But if you would think on how I would change the world, what I would do differently in the world, how can I help the world? Then this is how you can easily differentiate from your competitors, and you can move to totally different direction where there are more understanding people, perceptive people, there is more response, more trust, more loyalty, more conscious people, and more money at the end. Another element of the personal brand is the character, the personality. So, what characters are translated around you because they are defining you. For example, you are continuously participating in forums, you participate in championships, conferences, in the round tables, and you translate next to you strong experts, strong judges, and very expert level colleagues. So I can easily conclude that you are the top level expert that is very actively evolutionizing and developing, that can teach me not only to make brows or eyelashes, but also could teach me, could facilitate my success, could be the catalyst of my success. So my loyalty to you would be much higher. And I'm already a warm client. I'm ready to procure. So there is so-called Hollywood personal brand model, which is used even in the film production industry when pieces of music or texts are written. So, and I want to speak very briefly about it. Hollywood personal brand model. So normally it's a pyramid, which is in the center. That's the most popular model in order to do something. The pyramid has three angles. And these are three most important powers of the Hollywood model of the personal brands. The first one, the first angle, is the personality, not what your product is about or your course is about, but what kind of person you are. Your principles, your values, that's I am. These are my drawbacks. That's my strengths. That's my weaknesses. This is how I go through my transformation. So, correspondingly, it's very responsive to people and they would become much more loyal and much warmer towards you. And as a result, it's a procurement. So the next attribute is strength, your power. What's your strength? What's your power? What are you strong in? Yes, you are an expert. Yes, you provide great services, particularly for the eyebrows or the eyelashes. But you have some other power, magic, some strength that you sometimes forget to translate. For example, you catch something immediately. So you're a fast catcher and you remember the faces of all your clients. Is it a power? Yes, it is. Is it a truth? Yes, it is. Is an info reason to make a story about it, or let's say to make fixed relevant stories and tell everyone that you remember your clients their faces. And I'm happy to be the client of such specialists who would remember not only my name but also my face. That's very responsive. Another element of Hollywood personal brand model is your vulnerability. Well, but experts, they're not happy to translate it in their blogs as well as trainers and teachers. Well, somehow everybody believes that in your blog, I should always look very strong and be just positive, just happy, just successful. That's island of calmness, but this is not the reality, isn't that? Because in every blog, there is something live. There should be some vulnerabilities to be alive, to be real, because you can easily demonstrate transformation of these vulnerabilities, of these weaknesses into something stronger, and then you find response among your audience. Why I'm talking about it? Personal brand is an attitude. It's your attitude. What does it mean, the attitude? You should ask yourself a simple question. Why do I do that? Why I'm baking cakes or making eyelashes, eyebrows, or maybe writing guides, singing songs. Why? Why am I doing this? If I cannot find the answer to this question, that means I'm completely messed. Or maybe I didn't find my meanings by now. So then, how am I different? That means no difference from the others. I'm doing just the same, just like my competitors. And then I want to be somehow differentiated. But how? That's why you should ask this question: why am I doing this? Next question, which is essential: why did I make this decision? For example, why I made a decision to come today to this stream. Because I love development, evolutionizing, growing. So that's informational reason. Because I'm curious. Because I want to have more information in order to make my service better. Because I want to become better today than I was yesterday. So as a result, you should also give response to your question: why do I make these or those decisions in my life? And the third very important point is information reason. Well, it facilitates, catalyzes brand development. What could be the informational reason for the expert? It could be webinar, championship, conference, symposia, roundtable, or maybe you create something, you design something new or a different approach. So you establish the precedent that tells about you as an expert, as a personality. And informational reason, info reason, should essentially be translated into your blog. Some more very important elements to strengthen your personal brand. Your life priorities. They're important because each of us is absolutely unique personality, and everyone has its own, tastes, principles, priorities, etc. You have been talking your blog, not what your audience wants to hear from you, but what is important to you. So, that's another informational reason, info reason. It's narrative or storytelling that could be the topic of your life priorities. Speak about it. Another point, and please don't save on that. Lots of experts demonstrate in their blogs where you can save something, what could be cost efficient, what you purchase cheaper, or which analog could be found to a particular genuine or original product. But everybody forgets a very important fact. Clients, when they give you their money, or when they pay you, they want to know where you spend this money for. So please translate in your blog what you are never saving on. Next is your experience, and you cannot go without that. Of course, everybody believes to the expert who has at least some experience. Well, at least 1 month of experience would be already enough. So please always speak up about your experience. Translate your experience, even if this experience is rather limited, maybe. I don't know, 1 day or 1 week or 1 month. It's already very good. Please show your transformation pathway, your transformation that happened during this day or during this week or during this month. So look for the response. Make your audience warm. Next points are your limits. So that's the baseline. That's the foundation that you would never ruin. You would never cross this line. And the expert with a very strong limits always creates the respect. And you always want to be next to him or her because we want to be next to confident, successful people. For example, of personal boundaries, I never go working at 6 a.m., even if client insists on that, eagerly insists, because my working hours always start from 8 a.m. But 6 to 8 a.m., well, these are my personal hours where I, as a female, caring about myself, making breakfast for my family, where I'm enjoying my home and my house. So these are my principles and these are my borderlines, or maybe something else. Well, I'm providing you my borderlines. And another very important element are your family values. So that's cultural code, which would strengthen your relations with your audience, how we are reflecting in the family, and the same way we are transmitting the energy to our audience. Why do we need all these points, all these features, brands, or the brand models? We need it to make your client makes clear whether the contact works or not, whether it's done or not, clicked or not, and then to make a conclusion whether to purchase or not from you. That's a simple decision because just a good product or just a good brand is not enough. So, personality behind it is extremely important. We can strengthen the personal brand also through the inspiration. This is how I interpreted personal brand as an inspiration. Please translate what is beautiful to you. Maybe some images, some female, some pictures, some photos, or maybe music. So, something you truly believe is beautiful. Please make your expert blog diverse. Show what is beautiful to you, what you are inspired by, where you get your inspiration. Probably some of you goes to massage. Some people get inspired in the theater, or somebody goes to the sea and gets inspiration there. So please show your audience what person you are, because these are the values that you put into the establishing of your product. And then your client believes you much more than if you simply wrote down under the post, that's my product, that's very good, professional, top level, take it. Take it and use it. So there will be less trust here, no doubt. What's your statics? Well, that's about from the topic of what is beautiful to you. And again, where do you recharge your batteries? Where take your inspiration from? For example, I look at strong experts, I look at strong speakers, and I'm getting inspired by them. I take this confidence from them and I implement it in my work. This is how I'm becoming better. I'm transforming, and my product is getting stronger. Personal brand today and propaganda of personal brand in 2023, it's about what's my pathway today, what's my way, how I am feeling myself, what I'm doing today, what I'm doing specifically today, not for 5 years, not for 10 years, but right now, right here, today, my current transformation. That's very strong attribute of a very strong personal brand. First is personality and the meaning in the personality, and then product and brand. And I want to say a few words about the magic of a personal brand or why personal brand is making great sales. So let me start from the following. Today is the era of personality. We want to know who's behind the brand. What's the person behind? How he or she lives, what he or she likes. Because people today are very smart. They are quite experienced, they are quite confident. And sometimes they cannot match the pieces of this puzzle and to understand very clear where I'm deceived, defrauded, or not. Is it just the act of sales, or does the picture meet the reality? The type of brand also in the translation very nicely transform the quantity into the quality. That means your product guides your character, your personality. When you create something, you invest there a drop of your character. And as a consequence, it determines the value of we create. So the one who has no such a quality would automatically purchase this drop of your character together with the product. So that's the ecological meaning of that. And another magic is definitely an army of fans. Well, how to understand? When people trust you, when you almost daily in your blog illustrate your meanings, provide your transformation, describe it, So clients and your audience, they really trust you. So correspondingly around you, there is a very strong army of fans that accepts with the price if price is increased because they trust you. There is no need to explain. They are in love with you. They believe you. They trust you. In all the cities, in all the towns where you are, because they love you, they believe in you. So all future products that you are going to produce, or your courses or your training, so these army of fans will purchase that because they are ready to accept your products. So how can we strengthen the personal brand? How to strengthen our positions and to become the leader of niche? I found particular elements for the strengthening to make success real. In order to strengthen the personal brand, we need the following. We need to increase our meanings or to find out our meanings, to show them to the audience, to strengthen the personality. That means to upgrade, to tune yourself as a personality, to increase values, to understand which values you have now, to increase facts. Facts is something that determines me as an expert. For example, I'm a champion. I'm the winner of a marathon race, or I'm participant of the conference. I'm participant of the stream. So that's your professional fact that determines you. So strengthening your professionalism. Well, and I think everybody, every expert, every specialist is a great specialist. It's clear without any doubt. And we're continuously learning, studying. We are continuously in a position of somebody who wants to improve, to make upgrade, to make our own evolution. And last but not least is positioning. Positioning something how I show myself, how I position myself. About the positioning, well, I will have a gift at the end of our stream. I will give you a very simple example how to strengthen our positioning. And now it is very important to understand one simple thing. Please remember and please speak it up for yourself. I'm not just another person in this world. I'm not just another specialist. I'm not just another trainer or a coach. I'm strong. I'm important. I'm valuable person in this world. And if we go with this meaning further on, if we have this sense in our minds, so a lot will change around us and success will go hand in hand. Our environment in our niche, so that means position that we are taking now, a specialist, a trainer, a coach, let's say low check, high check. So, in fact, we can choose our environment, unlike animals. We can choose. We can form our relationships with environment, unlike animals. So, for example, if I'm not satisfied with my environment, with my habitat right now, if I'm not happy with my price, with my value, well, I can change all of that. What I need is only my personal permit and making step forward or move to premium segment. Go there where the charge is high, where there are strong experts, where there is no such greedy competition, where everybody is very respectful. But somehow many people do not think about it and they simply waste their energy in being in the current environment where they are now. I designed the example of a pyramid, the formula of beauty experts environment. In this pyramid, there are all beauty experts in the world. Here we are all. We are all here. I split this pyramid into two parts. Well, first two lower steps is a monolith where there is tough, terrible, crazy competition, where there is burnout, cries, low check. So where people are very aggressive, they're invading each other, so they're fighting for each client. So people are ready to fight, to sacrifice relations for each client. And in fact, it's either very low or middle-sized check. So no motivation and not big perspective here. So most probably I have to quit this niche or the end would be the burnout or I always feel guilty, not satisfied, to feel a failure. But in the top part of the pyramid, especially in the top of the pyramid, I reported such words like emotions, service, and the attributes of the primacy. Speaking the simple language, these are market leaders. What are the differences between the bottom and the top part of the pyramid, between these two pieces of the world? Those who possess the attributes of primacy, they are always leaders of niche. These are the ones who can adapt easily to ever-changing business situation, any business environment, that those who can manage any story that could penetrate into several areas, those that are transforming almost daily. And they are possessing these attributes of the primacy because they are maybe even not the best specialists, not best of the best, but they're tops. But they're tops. And people purchase from them. People get appointments for them. People learn from them because they do demonstrate these attributes of being the first. And they penetrate into several areas of the client's life, not just concentrating around one thing, just availability or low price and nothing else. So these are people that sell intelligence. They are working not only with their hands, but also with their brains, with their minds. These are the ones that know exactly their values. And what are their values? Values is what actually identifies us. This is something we are fear to lose. We are afraid to lose that. That's something that defines us in the eyes of others. This is something that we rely on to make our choice. So these are values like personality. So let's speak about the values that we should put inside our product before we launch it in the market. First, values of the product. It's important to show to your audience what's the reason of what you do. It should be extended presentation. Or, as we spoke before, why do I do it? What's the reason? What for? So, the next value of the product is actually what I put into my course, or let's say, what I put into my service. Well, here there is definitely something more, just the fact of the product or the service. There is something more behind that. That's your value. That's your unique way, differentiator that makes you different from others. Next value is why did I create it? To do what? To show what? To say what? Just to earn the money? Well, this is not enough. It's not interesting. Maybe I created it in order to simplify the life for the beginners, beauty specialists. Maybe I created the product or the approach to show how make it faster or easier or smarter. Maybe I created my solution to demonstrate different options, different, let's say, chain of events, and my client makes a selection what is best for him or her. So you put this value into your product. Next value is why is it important to me? For example, why is it important to help people? Why is it important to make such beautiful eyebrows or eyelashes? Why is it important? Why is it valuable? Why is it important to share, to train others, to educate them? Motivation should be not only in money, but also in your meanings. When your product possesses all the values and all the essence and all the meanings, this product would automatically has the right to exist in the market. I want to say something about the value of a personal brand that we used to have before and the values of the personal brand now. So just look at the difference. So it used to be value is money. Perspective of any business was just the money. But now business, it's a help to people and only then money. First is help and then is money. People buy from people. People learn from people, but not from the non indefinite objects. So, help to people, care about people, and only then money. Money is a sort of reward for improving this world. When we go and translate these senses, we get completely different audience, very conscious, easy to go, easy to pay, interested, educated, smart. So I could give many names to this audience. The value of the personal brand is something which is created from our meanings and our senses. And definitely, most important, and I'm summing up this part, values directly if influence the price, influence your check. If you don't know what sort of value your product or your service has. So why do you believe that this is expensive, that it should have high price? Why do you think so? But if you exactly know the value of your course or the value of your service, then automatically you put a high price because you know better. You translate it and then you can afford it. And as a result, you are helping and you are getting very good reward to that. And now I think it's high time to answer several questions, and I think it's high time to answer them. Let's look at these questions. For example, there is first question: why do I need a personal brand if I have a very good clients pool? Well, in fact, very good question. And I'm always telling my students the following. Let's say we have the clients pool. Yes, we have the database of the clients. Let's say 100 people per month. So then it appears to be that me as an expert, I can make happy and I can help 100 people per month, right? Correct. Because actually everything is in my hands and everything is in my time. So I can cover just 100. But if I have very strong personal brand, when I am multidimensional personality and I have many facets of my personality, I can help hundreds and thousands of people per 1 month. It's either helping to the 100 or 100,000. That's completely different. That's completely different. So how can I help 100,000? Well, I'm earning more. I'm getting more popular. I provide more benefit, more value to the world versus just doing 100 procedures to 100 clients per month. There is another question. So, how long is to build a personal brand? How much time does it take? Well, I have to tell you from the very beginning that this is a long story. Well, it's not working overnight. In order to strengthen, to facilitate, to catalyze, it takes at least 3 months. And in case if almost daily, you translate your values and your transformation. But after that, your personal brand would be working for you. You're just enjoying life, and your personal brand is working for you. But before that, you need to invest. Another important question: what actions should be taken to create an active and interesting brand? Well, That's exactly my presentation, which is about it. That's translating your senses, essences, meanings, clear understanding of your values, demonstration of your transformation, capacity and ability to translate it into your social blog in the social nets. Because how does the world know about my proficiency, that I'm great professional, if I don't speak about it? Who cares? I always stick to the rule, a very important rule to myself. These are senses, meanings, strategy, and system. So put sense and meaning into the system, and you will get the success. And what if I'm inspired by things which are not related to my work? Well, that's a great plus. That's fantastic advantage because people are tired looking at professionalistic professionals, looking at successful success. People want to see more. Well, I'm personally interested what you are inspired by because probably it's responsive to me. Maybe I will be inspired by that as well. And I will subscribe and I will follow you and I will purchase your product because our values, not professional values, but other values in other planes, personal values, they're matching. They're matching. We're on the same wave. And then we can be friends. And then we can visit each other. This is how strong relations and personal brands are made. Well, let's take another question. How can I understand what my values are? Well, look at yourself. Ask a question. What I'm guided by when I'm making particular decisions. For example, to me, it's very important to be honest, okay, or integrity is important, or maybe it's important to always provide best quality procedure, even if it takes time. What is your value? Or maybe another question. Why is this important to me? Or why do I want to create specifically this approach, this thing, or this course? Well, when you're asking this question, your subconscious mind will give you the responses. At the same time, it's important to understand that values are inside, but not somewhere in Instagram, in the external environment, or when you talk to the clients. So these values are inside you. So I will tell you my very important value, even two values that I'm guided by in my personal and professional life. First is integrity. Integrity and honesty. If in my blog I'm telling that today is a very last day of sales, let's say of my course, so it is today, it is the last day. So I will not an exception for tomorrow, no discount, no prolongation. I will not try to understanding of absence of connection or whatever. So I'm putting my borderlines, my limits. I'm very clearly translating my principles and I'm obliging my own rules and I fulfill my responsibilities and obligations to myself and I'm respected as an expert for that because I never violate what I say. I do what I say. That's first example, integrity and honesty. And the second example, well, no matter how many products I can launch in the world, they're always very different, very different. So completely different products. Because what does it give me as an expert, as an entrepreneur? Well, the same person could be trained from me hundreds of times and continuously getting new information. So continuously bring money to me. Is it a value? Yes, it is a value. Well, thank you very much. I'm very pleased to get your positive comments. Thank you, thank you. I'm very, very grateful, very, very grateful. Fantastic, thank you. And I would be happy to guide you a little bit for the first steps of transformation, what you can do today, right here, right now, to become better tomorrow. So I strongly recommend you to make screens or to, put down these steps of transformation from Anastasia Cranberry, Anastasia Klukova. First, ask yourself a question. How does my product transform the lives of other people? If no effect, then you need to upgrade, you need to improve it. If you understand, let's say that your eyebrow course is not changing the lives of people, so that's another course for eyebrows, well, you need to upgrade, you need to improve. Well, the second thing, please provide everywhere your sense, your essence, your meanings, what's behind your products. Let's say this is non-format approach, or let's say facilitated program of education, or it could be very fast career growth, pursuing the careers, or let's say plus promo on top, or possibly after my presentation you will be able to introduce extra steps of transformation into your courses, into your trainings about strengthening of your personal brand, of your trainees, of your coachees. And last but not least, very important, I think, in the transformation is to understand how the life of the person changes that is interacting with me. What's the effect? How do lives of your clients change after they come to the procedure? How do lives of your students change after following you in courses, sessions, or trainings? How do lives of your colleagues change after you interacting with them? So these are three very important questions. How the product changes the life of people? What's my essence, sense, meaning in my product? And how do I transform the lives of others, my clients, after interacting with me? And I, to myself, identified a very important formula that I'm going to share. Well, about the early on and about now. Well, early on, personal brand is you to me to you. You give money to me, I give you the course or the product or the service or whatever. So that was sort of a bargain. Bargain. But personal brand now, it's my meaning to me and meaning to you. So that's important. The meaning for me is the meaning for you. And if there is a meaning, there are adequate people. If there is a meaning, if there is sense or essence, there is always money. If there is a meaning, there is always chance for the continuation, for the existence, for the persuasion of this product market. If there is a meaning, there is always evolution behind and perspective in front. In order, well, there is very frequent question from the experts, from the specialists, how to increase the price of my service, how to increase check, what can I do to improve the cost price of my product, how to evolutionize in price. Well, there is one cool rule. In order to increase the price, you need first to upgrade yourself. You need to improve your personality. You need to transform yourself. Just ask yourself a question. For example, today I want to purchase from who? From who do you want to buy? From those who don't know what they sell? Or maybe from those who don't understand the meaning, the essence of the product? Or maybe you want to buy from those who wants just to buy and get the money. No matter what to buy, just get the money. No, I think no. I think you want to buy or you want to invest in those people and in those products that could improve your life, raise the profile, raise the identity, improve you like as a personality. You want to buy because buy is equal to invest. Buying, we are always investing into success because otherwise it's completely senseless. So I want to share my personal observation, two strategy of the first and the strategy of the best, or let's say strategy of the first experts and the strategy of the best expert. So when to my work, to my coaching sessions, I face people, students, So their first demand is to become best of the best in their category, to become the best specialist, to become the best teacher, the best trainer, to become the best expert, to become best beauty expert, to become best, 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 best. Well, I prohibit my students to be the best. It may sound very strange, but I'm sticking to this position very strongly. Let's discuss who is the best. Well, the best person is somebody who is continuously training. So, without graduating of one course, already going to the other, purchasing broadcasts, webinars, or immediately goes to some conference, whatever. So, catching on top. So around him or her, there is a library of knowledge, but actually he or she is not getting more popular or, let's say, richer. If you agree with me, please put a plus, put a plus. Maybe you are in the same position. Best expert always masters his or her technique. For the best expert, it's very important to know all techniques of coloration, correction, techniques of putting product on, techniques of sales, whatever. So that's, expert professional that is hunting for the technical knowledge. And this is how he forgets or she forgets about the personal brand, about the positioning, about the essence and meanings, about his or her values. They are hunting just for the technical skills. Well, if you have it, just put a plus. We can discuss it. Best is always hunting for certificates, for the procurement, for the diplomas. They're believing that, well, if I have something more attributes, more and more, so more and more certificates, whatever, so client would not believe it and would definitely pay me. Well, but this is not true. This is not true. This is hunt for yourself. So best, always trying to make fewer mistakes. Best, always trying to find the roundabout tour. The best, they don't like to make errors. Best, they want to make everything perfect. Perfect. Best is perfect. I talk a lot to experts. I have lots of experts in my coaching, and all of them, they want to be the best. They're all matching each other. They're comparing with each other. It's always one versus the other. They always find the error-free pathway. So they are, let's say, believe in the best result, which it probably does not believe in the world. Do you know at least someone who is ideal in everything, or such an ideal person that you cannot even improve him or her? Well, the god or the goddess. Well, there's no such a person. We are all imperfect. So this hunt for being the best, it's always lead you to the dead end. Dead end is burnout, it's a depression, or it's a vicious circle the other way around. The best, whatever he wants, he is always unsatisfied, never happy, never, oh, I could do it better. Oh, I could do it a different way or say it differently. Oh, here I need to act or move up or speak up differently. So, oh, I have to do it the other way around. So he or she is never happy. But this unsatisfaction with yourself is a big psychological problem. And then you refer some other specialists, probably. What can we say about the strategy of the first? So, who is the first? Is the first bad one? No. Is he a bad specialist? No. A stupid teacher? No. No, that's the same personality, the same person, but he or she is a leader of niche. Why? Why? Because the first to make the analysis of the competitors, looking around. Who is around? Who is in the leadership position? Then clearly understand what are the attributes of these current leaders, and then they can gain for this. Well, in a nutshell, I look around. I look at the person that I'm inspired by and I want to follow him or her. So this person in the best outcome, it's me in the future. I look at what he or she is doing. I look at how he or she is making the blog, where he or she speaks up, follows who. I'm looking at the environment, the contexts. I identify clear attributes, features. I described the features of the someone who inspires me greatly. And I have all the opportunities to get these attributes. Absolutely everyone has all the opportunities to get these attributes, attributes of primacy. Just select the person who you are inspired by and get the same attributes. And this is how automatically you would be first in your niche and you will become the niche lead. Well, if you understand what I'm talking about, please put a heart or a plus in the comments. So, summing up, what we need is to strengthen our personal brand. We should upgrade and fine tune ourselves as experts, as specialists, to strengthen our senses, essences, and meanings, our transformation, and continuously translate, broadcast that continuously. And last but not least, to identify how, with already existing personal brand, I can get the attributes of superiority and to become number one in my niche. Not the best, but number one. Do you know why number one? Because the best will always follow number one. Well, in the top of the pyramid, there always be a leader that has these attributes of superiority. And only after the best would follow, because best is always one step behind the first. All our competitors, they are thinking and they're doing in the category of a specialist. How I can increase the pool of my clients, or how could I invite more clients to my procedures to have more appointments. But you are acting in the category of personality and you would be the first, whilst your competitors are thinking like specialists, ordinary specialists. You are thinking like great personalities. That would be the most important competitive advantage versus you and your competitors. And now I have a question to you. Well, we all want to be famous, popular, rich, happy, confident, whatever. But somehow everybody is known, and some people are known less. Some people are developing faster, and some people are developing slower. For example, I and my colleagues, we both go for the eyebrow training course, but she managed to develop personal brand just for 1 month. And I cannot move already for a year, although we were trained by the same specialists and we are using the same raw materials. So my question to you is why? Why you are not yet known by the whole world? Because there are so many, even beginning experts, who are already known, who are already invited. People are cooperating. They are everywhere. They are known. Maybe you are not known because you don't know who you are. Because you don't know what you can do to become this person. Maybe you don't know how you can influence people. Just think it over. Why? Why people don't know you? Maybe you simply don't know yourself. Please try to remember, my dear colleagues and friends, forever. The set of skills and the amount of experience never defines us, never defines our popularity, never identifies our resources. What we are defined by is our influence to this world. What we are defined by are precedents and the cases that we are creating. And now just think it over. What is your product that you are showing yourself? Is it really strong? Is it really unique? Is it really differentiating from the other products? How do you demonstrate yourself? How do you show off? Or maybe even after my presentation, you will be able to strengthen your product dramatically. And then at our next meeting, we would never recognize each other. What do you think? Please let me know in your comments your ideas by now, right here and right now. Maybe your insights, maybe your ideas. I wonder. I'm very curious, waiting for your responses. And now a few words. Now I want to speak about one important hypothesis. This is what you want to know. My hypothesis is the following: business and expert should agree with each other, but not go against each other. We should move the same way. So that means my business, the things what I'm doing, and I'm as a person, we should completely satisfy each other. We should be in a full harmony. We should move on the same way, the same way. So that should be absolute harmony of business and the personality, and only then there is meaning and result. It looks like we are coming to the end of my presentation, and I promise you a gift. And this is bonus blog about positioning. And I want to give you an example of very frequent mistake, which is done by the specialists by their positioning, how to avoid it, and again, how to look very competitive in the market. So, I frequently see in my practice this example of positioning. Hi, my name is Maria. I'm the specialist, I'm a teacher. Well, I have 100 graduates and I love my work. I love what I do. Please give me some comments. Do you want to buy something from this person after such positioning? Did you see something unique? Or maybe something very attractive or juicy or very sexy that could persuade you to do the steps? Do you want to follow this specialist with this positioning? Or maybe you want to teach from her? Well, someone who presents himself or herself like this. Well, in fact, expert just named very brief facts about herself, brief facts that influence nothing. Do you agree? And now, another example. This is the example of correct positioning, effective sales. Hi, my name is Maria. I'm the teacher of the author's program on the eyebrows, and through which my students can recoup the cost of course already in the first month after training, and then they can successfully earn. I'm the winner of the international educational courses, championships, and marathons. And these victories allowed me to increase my income 5 times. I'm a blogger with a small reach, small coverage, but I'm already cooperating with very promising brands. That's promising cooperations, and I feel quite comfortable in my niche. So, which one creates more trust? The one that gives you just a list of facts that she is a specialist, a trainer, and participant of something, or the one that explains the positioning of herself? The one that provides arguments and strengthens the arguments. And this is how gives us proper understanding that yes, I can teach you. That's me. That's my experience. That's my pathway. That's my transformation. That is me. And I'm sharing this with you. I'm sharing with you this transformation. Well, it may look like a very simple example. This is just the same person. But when you speak differently, when you provide the information differently, you get different outcomes. Well, we all know very clearly what we do. We know our work, how we do it. We all know particular structure of our steps or activities that we're doing daily. But sometimes we're surprised. Why? Why don't we get something new, some new results? Because I'm learning, I'm training, I'm doing the right things. The answer is very simple. In order to get new results, you need to do new things. In order to scale up, you need to make new steps. The strength is in the new. So, in order to scale up the business and to become the lead, first you need to scale up your personality and to strengthen yourself as a personality. And that's it from my side. And now it's Q&A time. Well, when I'm talking and when I'm speaking about the personal brands, well, it takes time for people just to digest it and to perceive it, to absorb it. But at the end of the presentation, you will see my QR code. You can scan it. And even if you have some questions much later, when we already finish the broadcast, if you have any questions, comments, remarks, or if you want to get a piece of advice from me, please always let me know. Please refer, and I will be happy to help. So, questions. Let's refer to questions. What is more important? To earn more money or, let's say, to reach your ambitions? Hmm. Very important question. It's more psychological question. Well, what is more relevant? What is more significant to me? To be rich or to be important? Well, I recommend to find something in between. And then through your activities, through the implementation of your ambitions and your potential, you could earn decently. And I think everyone could reach it. So find this golden mean, this happy mean. Next question. I adore some leaders in my area. Can I simply copy, let's say, some of these features or specificities? Well, that's an interesting question. Cool question, by the way. Let me start from the following. Well, there is nothing new in this world. We are all doing of something which already had been before or had been thought or had been designed or invented by someone. Let's say if you come to my blog and if you copy, let's say, the top of my profile or maybe some posts, well, that would be just the repetition, and this is administrative liability, which is actually prosecuted by the law. This is how you violate. So this is the plagiarism. So, plagiarism. Don't be just the consumers, be creators. Because when you create, you are copied. Because when you are creators, people want to follow you, they want to copy your experience. So, be the creators. Definitely, we should be inspired. And I strongly recommend you please follow, please contact and communicate those people you are inspired by. Just model it for yourself, not the copy paste, but the modeling, just simulation of their behavior, how they live, how they talk, how they communicate, what they do, how they talk to clients, to their audience, what are their posts, what are their texts. Just try to translate it for yourself and then do it on your own. Next question. How to get out from the comfort area? Well, that's extremely difficult for everyone. I totally agree with you. That's a torture. That's a torture for everyone because the task of our brain is to protect us, to make us happy. Brain doesn't want anything else. Well, it looks like brain should help us, but brain always works against. Brain always limits us or protects from anything new. But we just found out that the strength, the growth, scaling up, money, income belongs to the new. So, what can we do in this case? Right now, we can put on a clear page 3 points I want to do every day to get out of the comfort zone. For example, every day I will shoot 10 stories, or every day I will write one post, or every day I would do something I never done before. Let's say. And if you do systemically these 3 points, then you reach the new level. And this is how you can get new results. Slowly, steadily, step by step, but you are getting out of your comfort zone. So, next question. How to increase the coverage in Instagram? Well, this is also a popular question. So that's not the question of quantity, but the question of quality. Because there could be 1 million followers, but from them, just five, your target audience, five of those who are ready to buy from you, and the rest, they just follow. They read and enjoy. Well, either they are forced by someone or it was essential condition for something. Please remember, when you work, when you do the blog based on your meanings, your essence and sense, you automatically attracting your target audience, which is important to you because simply the number is nothing. Just the coverage is nothing. It should be targeted coverage with the meaning behind. And that is why today I made this presentation on values and meanings for you to understand that quantity does not mean quality. So, next question: how to translate your values into your product and how to sell it in the social networks. Well, please remember, I already gave you this piece of advice in the air. Just ask yourself a number of questions. Who am I? What do I do? Why is it important to me? How my product is changing lives of others? And what does my client or the person who is interacting with me take from me beside the product? That's exactly translates your value. So when you create the product, let's say you are inspired by my lecture and you go and write a new course, let's say training course to increase qualification for eyebrow specialists to extend their skills and capabilities. You ask yourself a question: what do I want to say by this training course? What new? Then the next question: how the life of my student would change after he or she graduates? And the next question: why my course would be different from the others? So continuously ask these questions to yourself. Next question: when did you start thinking about the personal brand? Well, I reached that point when I upgraded all my professional skills. I did it all. I learned from whoever you can imagine. I graduate 1 million of courses, 1 million of rewards, cups, whatever, but I did not grow. So that means my personality did not improve. I did make step up and I got it very clear. In order to scale up, I need to tune my personal brand and my personality because all the products that I am creating, that I'm designing, I'm behind that. I am the author. Am I a faceless person? I want my face to be known. That's why I started working with my personal competences. How to understand that my training course is strong enough? Very simple, very simple. You should believe in that. I believe that my product is the strongest. I believe that my course is the best on this planet. I believe and I know because I know for sure what I put inside the product. I know for sure how the life of my student would change when he or she graduates. Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much for the questions. Wow, fantastic questions. I love jogging. Should I show it in Instagram of multi-master? Oh, that's a must. That's a must because your blog, your professional blog, that's not the symmetry of eyebrows and eyelashes, eyebrows and eyelashes. No, it's not a symmetry. It's not interesting. So you just watch and you immediately close it down and you never get back. But when you show your passion, your hobby, what you are inspired by, for example, you love jogging, that's fantastic. So it's obligatory to show. For example, I love running as well. So I love jogging as well. So, and I will follow you and then I will purchase from you because, well, how can I characterize you through the jogging? Well, as she's jogging, that means she's strong. If she's jogging and you are showing in your blog, that means you are confident. If you are jogging and you are showing into the social networks, that means you are transforming almost daily, because the person that is jogging daily, he or she is becoming better, stronger, improves the spirit and the soul, becomes more beautiful and more successful. That's exactly what I need. That's for sure. Please translate it, please show it, and please let people know. They shouldn't think for you. Just let them objectively make conclusions about you based on what you are translating. So, some more questions? Well, I'm afraid there are very many eyebrow specialists, and I will not be highly demanded because now everyone is extremely active in the social networks. So that means I'm afraid of competitors. For example, I love doing eyebrows, but I'm afraid I have fears to go there because lots of competitors there. My suggestion to you, don't think about competitors. Think about yourself. What you like, what you love, what your passion is, and what you want to demonstrate and create in the world. Then think twice, think again. What people are you happy to work with? Just put on the page who are these people who would purchase from you. Well, for example, they would be experts who improve their qualification, or let's say baseline specialists, or maybe students or young specialists, and then create the products for this target audience where you want to communicate that. Because competition is normal. Competition allows you to be the best, better than your competitor at least. Competition allows you to analyze very consciously where are your weakest points, where are your gaps, where you need to improve, and area for your improvement. Due to the competition, we almost daily improve our products. But I strongly recommend all of you, especially all young experts, all beginners, to put the bar very high. Try to reach premium markets. Instead of moving on all steps up, these seven circles of hell that finally will not give you the success. You go to the training course, you are trained as eyebrow specialist, and then immediately think on your target audience. Who would be these people? And then put a check proper for the audience and look for these clients. Immediately demonstrate in your blog particular meanings for these clients. And then take the niche, take the place in this environment. In order to be strong, in order to be first, you need your internal permit, your internal allowance. You should allow yourself. Do you allow yourself to go to this market? Are you ready? Do you give green light for yourself? And another question, well, how to combat low income audience and to get the audience with high income? Well, my beloved question. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you very much for asking it. Do you go to business in order to make combats? Do you go to beauty to fight, to combat someone? Is it a ring? Guys, don't fight with low income audience because you lose from the beginning. Put a bar high enough and work with the audience where you feel comfortable, with the audience that can bring you as much money as you want. But for that, there is my favorite phrase. If you want to have something, you should meet the requirement. You want a high check, you have to meet the requirements of this high check, and your values should be properly communicated to have this high check. So if you qualify, meet the requirements. So I was extremely pleased to answer your questions. I wanted to share my meanings, my ideas about the personal brand of 2023. So that would be absolute trends in the future. And all those who may strengthen his or her position today would 100% be the market leads in 2023. With that, we are wrapping up, but I'm happy to remember that on December 5th, we meet again. That would be the new broadcast, that would be new speaker, and hopefully your inspiration would be continuous. With that, I'm extremely pleased being with you. Love you. Have a good day and goodbye.